Hello my friends, and I am really excited about today's recipe. It's a southern vintage recipe. It's called possum pie. I've never had it, but it sounds amazing. So let's get going because it takes quite a few steps to make this, but they say it's worth it. So we're going to start with the crust. So the crust is kind of a pecan shortbread crust. So we're going to start by adding half a cup of chopped pecans into a food processor. Also, we're going to add in 1/4 cup of white sugar. So we're going to put that in there and go ahead and start pulsing this until, we'll put the cover on. We're going to pulse this until it it gets down to like a powder. Once that's all kind of powderized, we're going to add in 1 1/4 cups of regular flour. We're going to add in 1 tablespoon of cold water. And we're going to also add in 1 stick of butter, which is a 1/2 cup. And you want that cut up like in cubes and kind of spread it around. And we're going to pulse this together until it gets kind of crumbly like. Here we go. Next, with some regular cooking spray, go ahead and spray your pie dish. Don't want our pie sticking. And we're going to dump the crumble mix right on in to, we're going to dump this right on in to the pie dish. Make sure we get it all in there. Next, take a piece of parchment paper and put it right over the top. Now we're going to flatten this all out into the pie dish and make sure that it goes up the sides, and you want it to be quite even. Then we're going to put this into the freezer for 1 hour to really let it set up. So let me get this into the freezer. Alrighty, it's been an hour, so I took the pie crust out of the freezer, and now we're going to give a piece of foil just a quick spray, and we're going to go ahead and put it down on the inside of the pie. We don't want it to stick. The pie shell, I should say. And now we're going to add in, if you have pie weights, you can use that. If not, you can just use beans. Make sure you put in enough to really weight it. You don't want the pie to lift. I'm going to put this in the oven at 375 for 30 minutes. Then we're going to let it cool, and then we'll get on with the rest of our possum pie. Off to the oven. Moving right along, the pie crust is cooled, so let's get on to the first layer of our possum pie. We're going to add in 6 ounces of cream cheese. Now you want to let it get to room temperature. You don't want it super cold. And we're going to add to that 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/3 cup of powdered confectionery sugar, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, and 2 tablespoons of whole cream, heavy cream. And we're going to mix this all together. Once your cream cheese blend is all mixed together real well, we're going to go ahead and take this and put it right into the cooled pie crust. And we're going to make an even layer, and then we're going to put it in the refrigerator for another 3 hours until it gets a really good set. So it's going to have kind of that, I think, cheesecake kind of flavor to it. There we go. Just going to even this out and get it onto the fridge. Alrighty, now it's time to get on to the chocolate pudding part. We're going to start with 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 3/4 cup of regular sugar, 1/4 cup of really good dark cocoa. I'm using Jardelli, but you use whatever you'd like. And also 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. And we're going to mix that all together. Once that's all mixed together, now we're going to add in the wet ingredients. And the wet ingredients are 1 egg, 1 1/4 cup of whole cream or heavy cream, and 2 cups of whole milk. Now we're going to whisk this all together, and I'm going to get this over on the stove so we can get this chocolate pudding going. Alrighty, this chocolate pudding is all thickened up and smelling amazing. Now we're gonna add in 1 tablespoon of butter and 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and we're gonna go ahead and whisk these into the pudding. Once this is all melted, we're gonna let this chill down to room temperature, and then we're gonna top it onto the pie. So you wanna keep whisking the butter and the vanilla in while it's cooling down a bit. Alrighty, the pudding is cooled down to room temperature, so we're gonna go ahead and I took the pie back out of the refrigerator, and we're gonna top it on top of this cream cheese based layer. And we're gonna spread it out nice and even. And I'm gonna put this back in the refrigerator. Now this is gonna take at least 4 to 6 hours to set up before we can top it with the whipped cream. And then it'll be tasty taste time. This is gonna be so delicious. Alrighty, it's time to serve up some possum pie. And doesn't this look amazing? I've been waiting for hours while it's set up. I am super excited. I think this is gonna be a real winner. Again, it is a Southern favorite, especially for the holidays, but I guess they serve it all the time. And I understand that it's possibly the state pie for Arkansas or something, that they've named it, you know, their state pie. So yeah, I think, I'm not sure how easy it's gonna be to get the first piece out. Let me work on this. Now, I would have made homemade whipped cream, which is what you're supposed to do to top this, but I've been making so many recipes today, I didn't realize I don't have enough heavy cream. So I'm gonna use my backup plan. So now you're supposed to put a nice healthy amount of whipped cream, and then also some chopped pecans right on for garnish. And look at this. Does that look amazing? Look at that, look at that. So this is what it looks like inside. This is gonna be so good. I think Megan's gonna love this. I really do. I can't wait for the taste test. This is gonna be a good one.